Hey guys, what's up? I'm Dylan, and today I'm going to be talking to you about Stanford food, specifically dining hall food, and I'll talk to you all about the different food options and where you can get food and how I think the food actually is and people's opinions on it. I'll be showing you pictures of food that I've taken because I've taken a lot of pictures of my meals because I just really enjoy the food. But anyways, first things first, before we get started, I just wanted to say that I'm now offering a college application help service. I know it's kind of a weird time to be doing that, but I finally have some free time on my hands. So you can check out the link in my description if you're interested in anything from building a college list to creating the essays, getting organized, creating a schedule, all of that stuff. So I can help you with all of those things if you check out the link in my description. Also, I'm currently doing art and design commissions. So if you're looking for any graphic design things or logos or stuff for your merch or whatever, hit me up for that. You can DM me at I'm Dylan on Instagram or message me or comment or whatever, just reach me somehow. And then also I'm doing these colored pencil drawings. I can also do ink drawings. Here's one I'm currently working on of someone's dog. So if you're interested in any of these things, you can contact me and I can make you some art. All right, so let's get to it. So the way the dining halls work is I'm pretty sure that the menu is pretty universal for all of the different dining halls, but then all of its dining halls has its specialties. It's specific things that other dining halls don't have. In terms of the food as a whole, of course, like on any other campus, students will complain, and students will complain about the food and say that it's not good or it's dry or whatever, just they have their complaints. Overall, in my opinion, I think that the Stanford food is really, really good and really high quality, and I'm so fortunate to have access to this food when I'm on campus. I think compared to a lot of other schools, Stanford's food is pretty great, and I'm just going to be showing pictures on the sides throughout the whole video so you can see some of my food. Of course, I didn't exactly take pictures of when the food was not particularly great, but just know that when it isn't fantastic or whatever, it's still decent. Honestly, I would describe a meal that wouldn't be considered super amazing or whatever. It would just be pasta with some marinara sauce and some chicken and maybe some green beans that I got from the salad bar and threw some olive oil and salt and pepper on. But that's still a great meal, So it's not there's anything bad. Well, so in my opinion, which may be overly positive, but I don't know, I'm just kind of a positive person. I'm just the person who gets really, really excited about food all the time. So anytime I'm at the dining hall, if you have seen me at the dining hall, once I get my food, I just have so much joy when I have my food because I'm just so excited. Yeah, I literally sound crazy, okay? The reason I'm really, really excited about the food and why I'm so happy to have Stanford food and why I think it is amazing is because there's so many different types of food and there's so many options and there's so many cultural themed options as well that I don't really have when I'm at home. So when I'm at home, you just always have the food that your parents cook or whatever, and it's just the same couple things. But at Stanford, it's I can get food that at home I would have only gotten if I had gone out to a restaurant and paid money for. So for me, it's when I'm at Stanford, I have access to all of this different kinds of food without having to go out to a restaurant to pay for it. Imagine going out to a restaurant but every day for every meal. That's why I think it's incredible. I have access to Indian food and Chinese food and Mexican food and all different kinds of food that I would have only got at home if I had gone out and not just made it at home. Of course, we can make that food at home, but it's just not something that we normally do. So some common things that are in the dining halls are cereal. There's always cereal, different kinds of cereal, usually the sugary type of cereal like Lucky Charms and Cocoa Puffs and Cinnamon Toast Crunch and stuff, but there's also some granola. There's always fruit available. There's always dessert available like soft serve, ice cream, and some other dessert options like cake or cookies and stuff. There's coffee. There's different types of water. There's still water, there's sparkling water, and there is fruit infused water. There's orange juice. There's different types of milk, including regular milk, soy milk, almond milk. Technically, you're not allowed to bring a container and fill up stuff from the dining halls, but you can find ways to do it. So what I would do when I wanted almond milk, instead of going to Trader Joe's and buying a new carton of almond milk for my smoothies, I would take the same carton and fill it up at the machine, and then I would have a whole new thing of almond milk. The way breakfast usually works across all the different dining halls is they have, of course, fruit and French toast, waffle makers with the Stanford S in the middle of the waffle, scrambled eggs, tater tots. There are also vegetable and more like lunchy food options there too. A ton of bagels and donuts. Oh my gosh, just like a ton of like pastries just laid out in front of you. Oh, and there's yogurt too. But yeah, that's kind of the way breakfast works. There's a bunch of other stuff too that I'm just forgetting. But now I'm gonna be talking about the different dining halls. So on East Campus, which is where most of the freshmen are housed and where most of the freshman dorms are, not my dorm, but anyways, on that side are Stern, Wilbur, and Arriaga. Those are the main dining places that you can go eat. So Stern is known for having Mexican style food. They usually almost always have a burrito bowl bar where you can tell the person to give you different things that you want. So I really love the burrito bowls. I always get like chicken and lettuce and salsa and guacamole. Oh my god, guacamole. Can I just say something? The amount of guacamole that Stanford gives you is insane, because at any other restaurant in the actual world, you're gonna have to pay a lot extra just to get like a little scoop of guacamole. But at Stanford, they'll like scoop a huge scoop of guacamole or 2 scoops and just chunk that onto your burrito bowl and give it to you. And it's incredible. The way that Stanford gives out guacamole, I'm just amazed and thankful for. Of course, Stern has the universal food stuff also, but just so you know, they're like known for the Mexican food, burrito bowls. Sometimes they have tacos, and then I think their like dessert special days are on Monday nights for dinner. One time I showed up on a Monday night and they had a guy making cute little waffles, and then there were marshmallows on top, and he had a blowtorch, and he was firing up these marshmallows on this waffle, and then he drizzled chocolate onto it and then served it to us, and it was amazing and it tasted incredible. Next dining hall I'm going to talk about is Wilbur. Wilbur is known for Asian food. They pretty much always have a pho station, so you can build your own soup with the Vietnamese soup and then the noodles and pick your toppings and all that stuff. Sometimes they have ramen, and the one time that I did get ramen, it was pretty good, and they gave you a lot of noodles, like a lot of noodles. Of course, they have other types of Asian food too, not just pho and ramen. I've gotten some other like really nice Chinese noodles or egg rolls or tofu curry dishes. Wilbur is also known for their breakfast because apparently it's really good. I know they had a smoothie bar. Next up is Arriaga. Arriaga is known to be the worst dining hall, but the worst out of all of the dining halls, and I think all of the dining halls are good, so technically it's like the worst out of the good. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, it's not that bad, that's what I'm saying. But it does tend to be the least appetizing. People say it's dry, which, yeah, I don't really go there, but mostly just because I'm not on that side of campus a lot of the time. And when I am on that side of campus, I'll go to Stern or Wilbur. Lakeside. Lakeside is where I would get all of my food this year, my freshman year, because I was living in Northcliffe, which is on West Campus. So this is not in that little area on East Campus. This is way far away on West Campus. Lakeside has probably the prettiest facility, so it looks really nice. It's not as crowded as all the other dining halls because not a lot of people go there. People have complained about it a lot, but I think it's pretty good. I think the food's pretty good, TBH. I don't think they really have a specialty in terms of a culture, but they seem to have all types of food. Sometimes they'll have Indian food, sometimes they'll have Asian food, sometimes they'll have Mexican food, sometimes they'll have American food, whatever. They always have different types of food. Lakeside also has an omelet bar where in the morning you can make your own omelet. You just like pour the egg and put your toppings and whatever, and you have little spatulas. It's just like this whole frying pan for you to use. Then you can also use it at times like dinner and lunch, I think, or I don't know, whenever it's open, to make stir-fried rice or basically whatever you want to make. Their dessert specials, now I know this for a fact, is on Wednesdays. Wednesday nights, they have dessert bars Okay, so basically they always have dessert. Stanford dining halls always have dessert, but the special desserts for Lakeside are on Wednesdays. So they've had things like make your own crepe bars. So they would have a whole table and then you could serve yourself your own crepe or crepe. And you can add your toppings like Nutella, strawberries, bananas, whipped cream, you name it. Sometimes they have actual ice cream, so not just soft serve, but like the big containers with different flavors of ice cream. One time they had fried bananas and ice cream, and that was really good. Yeah, so I give Lakeside a thumbs up, even though some people don't agree with me. Casper. This dining hall is on the East Campus, so not on the West Campus, and this is where a lot of the athletes go to eat, and it's also known to be the best dining hall. However, even though it is known to be the best, and I'm known to be super positive about all the food on campus, I don't get the hype. I honestly don't get the hype about Casper because I think the other dining halls are so much better. But what people say is that Casper has the best quality food, even though they don't have a large selection of food. But for me, when I go there, I'm just like, there's nothing that special about it. So I don't know, but some people say it's the best, so maybe it is. Flomo, that's the next dining hall I'm gonna talk about, which I don't have much to say about it because I honestly don't go there very much. But I know that they serve Indian food every Sunday night. There are literally helicopters flying around. The trash can truck just keeps driving back and forth on my street as if to ruin this video. Anyways, they have Indian food Sunday nights, and I go there on Sunday nights for Indian food because I love Indian food, and it's pretty great. They have buttered chicken, naan, other dishes that I'm not remembering but are also really, really good. Oh yeah, Flomo also is known to have ice cream. So like regular ice cream that you could scoop out of a tub, not just soft serve, but they also have soft serve. Ricker Dining. I'm going to be honest, I've never been here yet, so I don't know much about it. All I know is that they have a Death by Chocolate Day on Thursdays, so that's like their dessert day and there's a lot of chocolate there. Those are the main dining halls, but there's also Branner, which I've only been to once, and I think a lot of people don't really go there because it's in an area where mostly sophomores live, so not all freshmen. But when I went there, it was good. It was just pretty basic like the rest of the dining halls. Stanford also does cultural themed food for cultural holidays. So for example, on Chinese New Year, they had a whole big celebration at Wilbur Dining and had a bunch of different Chinese food, and it was really delicious. And they decorated the whole place. Also for Mardi Gras, they had a celebration at Lakeside, and they had stuff like fried chicken, banana Fosters, gumbo, and then they had Cardinal Calypso play their music right outside, and then everything was decorated and it was really pretty. Of course, with all these cultural foods, they're not going to be super authentic, and it's not going to taste the same as a true authentic Chinese restaurant or Indian restaurant, but at the same time, I think it's really awesome that we still have access to this kind of food, so we're still being like exposed to it, even if it's not like the best quality that it can be. Of course, I understand for some people, they just don't want to eat that kind of food because they know what the true authentic version of that food tastes like, and so they don't want to have something that's anything less. But I do, because I still enjoy the food and I want it. On special events where they have people come in, for example, family weekend or admit weekend, which I didn't get to experience this year, but anyways, family weekend in particular, their food game stepped up like 10 times better. Here's a picture of some of the food that they had during family weekend, and I was amazed that they served that at the dining hall. Just the food every day was so good because parents were here and they wanted to make a good impression. So how does my meal plan work? Well, I get 14 swipes a week. That is the standard, the normal for any freshman, which basically means 2 meals a day. Now, I know that might not seem like much because it's not your typical 3 meals a day, but honestly, it is enough. If you want more, you can always upgrade your meal plan and then pay more money for that. But yeah, I honestly don't think you need anything more than that because a lot of times I'll end up going to get lunch with someone somewhere else or buying food sometimes, or you'll just go to events that offer you free meals. And also you'll realize that you don't need that much food in the day. Before coming to Stanford, I would eat so much. And I would snack all the time, and I would eat in the morning and get hungry and then just eat more and more and more and more, and I would just keep eating. But then at Stanford, I didn't eat as much, yet I started to gain a lot more weight, which was very interesting for me, and I was trying to understand why. And I feel like it is really easy to gain weight and eat like sugary things and carbs and everything when you're in college because you have all of this available to you. So I think in my mind specifically, I was like, well, I have all these resources available to me. I want to utilize my resources. But then I would just like eat a bunch of sweets and eat the things that were offered to me when I probably shouldn't have. This is literally like the 6th time the garbage man has driven by. It's also really easy to pack up your plate and get a lot of things because this is buffet style. You can get as much as you want of anything that you want. So just throughout my time in my freshman year in terms of eating, I realized that I actually only need 2 meals a day and I shouldn't snack at all. And so I've been working on that, and I've been trying not to snack when I'm at school, and then I'll just have lunch and dinner, and that'll be it. So I usually have lunch at like 12-ish, 1-ish, and then dinner around 6:30. Okay, also with the meal plan, along with the 14 swipes a week, you get a bunch of meal plan dollars, and this amount changes according to quarter, but it's definitely over $100. 100, maybe 150 or 135, like around there, ish. And you can use these dollars at a variety of places, not all the places that they have on Stanford though, and I realized that when I tried to buy something at Panda Express and it didn't work. You can use these meal plan dollars at late night. So what late night is from 9:30 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. where you can go to Lakeside or Arriaga and order food if you need that midnight snack. This food is fast food and it's pretty unhealthy and it's not the best quality, but it's edible. Another place you can go is Tap, also known as the Axe and Palm. This is a restaurant type place that serves fast food, and a lot of people end up here at 2 a.m. in the morning after they're done partying. My favorite place to go with my meal plan dollars is the Alumni Cafe. Now this place is amazing. They have really nice grain bowls. These grain bowls are really like big grain bowls, and you can get like rice and salad and a bunch of different toppings and dressing, and it's really healthy and really delicious, and it's only around $10. And then there's also acai bowls that they serve there, and they have a little fridge with little things like a parfait or a little granola thingy or sushi or to-go poke box. You can also go to this place called Decadence, which I have not been to, but they serve really great desserts and crepes and acai bowls and things like that. You can go to Munger Market, and Munger Market is basically a grocery store that pretty much has everything, and I have never been there to be honest, but it is more expensive than if you just went to a normal market. And then lastly, you can go to the restaurants Forbes, Olives, and Heirlooms. So dining halls aren't really a place where everyone on campus goes to eat. There are a lot of different meal plan options once you're no longer a freshman. So of course freshmen mostly eat in the dining halls, and so that's where you'll see everybody. But as an upperclassman, it really depends what your living situation is. So if you are an RA, you're probably gonna end up having to eat in the dining halls and stuff like that. But if you live in a house, then they might have a different set of rules around that. So I know there's some houses that have a chef for the house itself, and so you have specific times when that chef is making your food. Kind of amazing, right? Like a personal chef for your whole house. I can't. This is crazy. And then there's also this thing called a co-op where students work together to do the cooking and the cleaning, and so they create their food for themselves and their own community. Yeah, so those are pretty much the options, and that's dining at Stanford. So one thing I'm just going to talk about really quick is dining at Stanford during the coronavirus. I do have a video on my whole reactions to everything happening with that, but Now that I'm off campus, I'm still seeing posts from my friends who are still on campus and eating at the dining halls. And so basically they've shut down pretty much everything, except people can still go to the dining halls and get food. They just have to go in and grab it and leave. So it's like takeout. But the food quality, according to them, has really improved, like even more. My friend took a picture of his parfait. He said they're giving out parfaits now, and just like really nice food. And the ice cream selection, they're giving out ice cream sandwiches now instead of allowing you to soft serve. But these ice cream sandwiches are like Haagen-Dazs, and I saw a picture of like actual tubs of ice cream that they're just giving out, and that is just crazy to me. They're getting really nice ice cream that you would normally at any other store have to pay over $2 just to get one of those things, and you can just pick as many as you want for free. Like, that just mind boggles me. Anyways, that is all for today. Thank you for watching this video. Please check out the link in the description that I talked about earlier, and I'll see you guys later. Stay safe, stay healthy.